Hello my friends, welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday for Tuesday, December 11th, 2018. This is Jennifer. I want to show you a couple of little crafts before I get into the costuming. I have a set of embroidery patterns that are in the hoop patterns for my embroidery machine that I got from Oma's place, and they make Christmas cookie ornaments. And I am about to mail off Christmas gifts to my niece and nephew, and so before I did that, I made them little ornaments to go with their gifts. And I actually coordinated the ribbon color and the little ornament colors with the wrapping paper I used on their presents, and then each one has their name on it. And these are super cute. They're very easy to do. You just have to follow the instructions that come with the In the Hoop project. There are a bunch more of these, and I'm planning to make some more for other people in my life. There's a mitten and a Santa face and a bunch of other stuff. So I will probably have more of these made next week, but I may not have them to show because they're going to be presents. All of the parrot costume is done and all of the pirate costume is done. And I've had to say that 3 times to get it right. I do want to show you some of the details. This is more of a preview because we'll be wearing all of this on Friday, and I'll probably post some pictures or maybe a little video or something in my video next week. So I didn't do much to the bodysuit. I added some ties so I can secure this to my bra strap so that it doesn't come down of its own accord. I made a little pouch for my phone and my ID and stuff that will be on the waistband of my outfit, making these even more important. And I actually shortened the legs. So the legs went down to my ankles. They come just below my knees now. And I used the leftovers from the legs to make the little pouch. It's lined. One leg's on the outside, one's on the inside. And then the tie came off of one of the dresses that I cut up for my parrot cloak. So the cloak is done, and here's a little preview. It's I showed you guys last week what it looked like spread out, and I do want to show you I made little wristlets that go on. This will go around my middle finger, and it's like a little bracelet. It ties onto my wrist, and I ended up using fold over elastic because it's really soft. I had it on hand, and it's easy for me to get it on and off by myself like that. Center part right here, this was also lace I machine embroidered. All of this lace came from urbanthreads.com. This piece, I was going to attach it so that it opens, but I didn't. It's just sewn on there, and because this is the elastic waist of the skirt that I built this whole project on, I just slip it over my head, and it stays really nicely. I've had a test wear, and I think it's going to be really great. It's going to be super fun to wear. In addition to the lace pieces on the wrist and the neck, I also made a pair of earrings that have 3 feathers each on them, and it's the same feathers that I put on the mask. I just strung them on jump rings and hung them on earring hooks. So those will be my earrings, and then I will have the pieces on my head, which I'm thinking I'm probably going to wear down. That should be really fun, and that's pretty much everything. I mean, it's just black tights with everything I just showed you here, and I'll be done. Let's talk pirates. So I was not planning to make anything at all for my husband's costume because he thought, and I thought too, that we'd be able to do some thrifting and find some pieces that I could modify for him. He's very tall, he's hard to shop for, and we just didn't find anything. We couldn't find anything even remotely close that I could alter or anything. So in the end, I bought a couple of patterns from Joann's, and I ended up making the majority of his costume. He already had a shirt that he wore to the Venetian ball a couple years ago. He's just gonna take the cravat off and just wear it a couple of buttons open. For pants, he wanted something pajama pants like. We are a big fan of Muppet Treasure Island, and it's one of our favorite movies to watch, and he wanted something like the pirates in that, wear very baggy pants. First, he wanted red pants, and so I went with a very dark red crushed velvet, which fortunately was on sale because when I made them, he loves how comfortable they are, but he put them on with his white shirt, and immediately it said I look like Pirate Santa, which I didn't have a problem with, but he did not care for that. Fortunately, these took like a half an hour to make. So I took him back to the fabric store with me, and those are going to be pajamas now, and we ended up buying pillow ticking. And so these are his new piratey pants. He wanted really wide legs, so I added 4 inches to both sides of the pajama pattern. I left the height of the crotch the same, but the legs are super wide, as you can see. I made the waistband wider, so I had to make the pattern just a little bit taller. These took a smidge longer, but not a lot. It's just because I altered the pattern a bit, and I made the leg so much wider, and he's really happy with these. These are exactly what he wanted, and once these were finished, I was completely done making costume pieces. I also made him a little pouch because none of his costume has pockets, so this is a little pouch for his pirate booty, just for his phone and his ID and his keys, and it will tie onto his belt. And I used this black hem cord for that. Last, I want to share with you guys the biggest part of this costume, which is the pirate coat. I used a Simplicity pattern. I picked up the pattern, got the fabric, and had this sucker made in 2 days. I cut it all out the first day and sewed the whole thing the second day. And this is what it looks like. It's just a costume piece, so it's not lined or anything. None of the buttons are actually functional, but it does have, I'm not sure if this is going to pick up because it's tone on tone. It has braid stitched down to make it look like it's got like the braided buttonholes, and then you have the big piratey sleeves, and it's got the super skirty back with the buttons. And my husband actually picked up the buttons. He found set on, I think he got them on Amazon or something, where they came in like packages of 20 because we needed 28 buttons. And so got all the buttons on, and I really want to show you guys this. I found in a costuming forum something they called the button trick. They took a clothing awl and poked a hole to put the shank of the button through. And then if you can see this, there's a ribbon threaded all the way down. So I poked the backs of all the buttons through these holes, and then there's a knot here. The ribbon is threaded all the way down to the end. And then I just whip stitched it on top on both sides. So the ribbon is sewn in place, but the buttons are attached to the ribbon. So this is the fastest button assembly I've ever done. This is not really meant to be used for functional buttons, I don't think anyway, because like it actually poked a hole in the fabric to do this, and I have a feeling it would probably wear the fabric to do that. But I don't know, it might actually work great for functional buttons. I did that on every single button. So this is his pirate coat. It's just made from velveteen. I got it on sale at Joann's. It was like $4 a yard or something like that. And I had a great time putting it together. I powered through it just because I wanted to get it done, because obviously it is December. I have other things I want to be making now, and I also need to finish up some stuff for the Star Trek quilt along that's coming on Phantom and Stitches. So that is your little piratey sneak peek. I will definitely show you guys more next week. The party is on Friday, and we will be head to toe pirate and parrot. So that is going to be it for me. You guys be sure and stop by Phantom Stitches tomorrow for the Hocus Pocus quilt along. We are almost at the end. The design invitational went live last week, so if you're thinking of sharing something for that, make sure and check out that post. It has all the rules and everything. In January, we start, it's about mid-January, we're going to start the Star Trek quilt along, and that's actually going to be a row along. So we're going to have a row at a time, and it's going to be lots of wonderful Phantom and Stitches designers, so I can't wait to start sharing that in January. That is it. You have a wonderful week, have a crafty week, and I will see you next week with some piratey goodness. I have this crazy piece of hair here that's just not behaving.